This is the MicroLite 21DS. If somebody is looking for an ultra premium, fully loaded, lightweight, small travel trailer, this is the one for them. Let's check it out together. My name is Craig Howard with Happy Camper RV. We're gonna take a tour right now. All right guys, so let's dive into the MicroLite 21DS. I can't believe I haven't done a video on this already. One of my favorite campers in one of my favorite lines of campers, and it's such a cool floor plan. The size, it's so small and manageable, yet the Murphy bed up front gives you a ton of space inside. So I want you to check it out and see why I like it so much. I'm gonna kind of do this as if you were out here on our lot and wanted to look at a camper, something in this genre, this general area, and I was trying to show you some of the reasons why it was so cool. So we'll start up front. Power tongue jack, standard on all of these Flagstaffs. Big propane bottles underneath that cover. Sorry, that lighting's not great. Up above that, we've got a molded fiberglass cap. Automotive grade window there. That's very cool because not only inside does it give you a ton of light, nice view from inside, but I actually think it's cool from kind of, I don't know if you'd call it maintenance, but you know, if that was just all fiberglass and heaven forbid you got a rock that flung up and gave you a big dent or ding or crack or something in there, fiberglass is kind of costly and time consuming and hard to repair. And that windshield, you can tell, takes up quite a huge percentage of the real estate on the front. So the cool thing is, and I called it a windshield, it's a window, but it's also a windshield. It's just like a windshield in a car. It's changed out just like that, really easy. So much easier than a fiberglass repair. So I think there's kind of a bonus benefit to having that front window that sometimes we forget about. This model is a Murphy bed model. Pretty typical to see pass-through storage on a camper. This one doesn't have as much under here because all of this space is the Murphy bed, but it's actually, in other campers this size that are only 22 feet long, it's actually a pretty generous storage space underneath there. Let's go back around to the other side. I'll open this up and maybe let a little bit more light in so you can see it better. One of the cool things they do, that's a little magnet right there. Actually, I think it's just a metal plate and the magnet is up there. But so much nicer than the plastic latches that break and you've got to fumble with. If you've got your hands full, it's just a little bit harder. It's not a huge thing, but one of my favorite things about the MicroLite line, all of the Flagstaffs really, is that it's just a million small things like that that add up to make it super cool. There's a bunch of big stuff too, but I love all the small things. Yeah, my lighting's not any better over there. We'll look at it from the other side again. Right here, this is cool. We'll go into it a little bit more depth, but already solar panel up top. This, however, is a little port where if you've got portable panels, they'll plug right in. It's already wired into your battery. So that's cool. And then one other neat feature right up here on the tongue. It's going to be hard to see, but right down there, it's really dark, but that's a battery cutoff switch. Big space for batteries up front. There's none in there now. One of the common questions or misconceptions that we get is what batteries are on a camper. None typically come from the factory with batteries. So this has got the battery box on it from the factory, but there's none in there. The choice is yours when you buy a camper, what kind of batteries you want to put on it. And that's plenty of room for just about anything you can imagine. One single 12 volt is kind of a basic setup. You could do two 12 volts, two 6s, lithiums, a lot of space there. Right here, this is cool. That switch turns on these lights on the cap. And they say that they call them docking lights. They say that it makes it easier when you're hooking up at night. Sometimes I think they just put those on there because it looks super cool when it's dark out and those are lit up. Makes it look really sharp. Right here is, you open this up to fill your fresh water tank. Off the top of my head, I think it's 54 gallons. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's 54 gallons on this MicroLite. Here's another cool feature that we can see behind. Oh, let's actually look in here. I'm getting sidetracked. Still not great lighting. That's a little better, but nice storage space under there. In this bag is the power cord and a few other accessories that come with it. Cool spatula. That's the towel rack for the bathroom. They let you choose where to hang the towel rack and the toilet paper holder. This is neat. This is in fact, let's just show you. So it comes with this table and also a cool griddle that we'll see inside. But they're made to just clip right on this rail. And you can see how easy it is. Keep in mind this whole time that I'm holding a camera in one hand, and you'll see this kind of with a few of the features. I'll be holding a camera in my hand and everything is just so simple to operate. So that table clips right onto this rail, as well as the griddle that we'll see a little bit later. And for that griddle, right over here you see LP Connect. When we look down here, your propane bottles from up front are plumbed back there for the griddle. You can also do barbecue grills, 2-burner, kind of a range style, or you can hook accessories up. We've got a cool little fire pit inside that we have on display. You can hook stuff like that up too. So it's very well thought out, very, very nicely done. Let's come back over here where we left off. That one I won't attempt to do one-handed, but that's a freestanding table that goes inside. Cool thing about that is you can use it inside for your dining table. If it's a beautiful day like this today, 83 degrees in June, I can't complain about that. Maybe you want to set up outside, and that table will let you do it. So one of the things that Flagstaff does is these frameless windows. You can see they're really sleek, really sharp looking, and they function a little bit better than a sliding window. The sills last a little bit longer, hold up a little better, so that's very cool. You'll find that throughout the coach. The only place that they don't put the frameless windows is on a window right here on the slide. With the sills on the slide, it's just not a good application for that. Here in the slide, we've got this kind of tall storage compartment, and the door is not even as big as it is tall. So you've got a lot of space right there. My first thought is like fishing rods or maybe a sunshade. You know, you could have a lot of camping things that are long, kind of weird shapes, and that might be a perfect place to put those. Let's look under the slide here. So this is a rack and pinion driven slide, kind of the most robust system for a slide like this. Very well done. You can see those Goodyear wheels and tires right there. Goodyear tires. Nice aluminum rims. And this might be a good place to show you one of the coolest features on these campers. Maybe not. Maybe I can't show you great from this angle. But that axle and suspension right there, so that's made by a company called Dexter. It's a torsion axle. They call it Torflex, theirs particularly. It gives you 4-wheel independent suspension, and it's just proven over years and years and years that it gives your camper the softest, best ride. The cool thing is, not only is it soft, it's very reliable for more rugged environments. So if you're taking your camper on washboard, crummy roads, that's kind of how we like to camp a lot here in Idaho, is off the beaten path. Those hold up phenomenally. And we've got a fully enclosed underbelly on this camper. Heated tanks underneath that, your holding tanks. So if you do like to camp early in the season or late, it starts to get cold, you don't need to worry so much about freezing. Always something you should still keep in your mind though, you never want to let your tanks freeze. Dump valves for our tanks. Obviously that one is black and the gray handle is for your gray tank. This one has a 6-gallon DSI water heater. That's pretty standard on RVs, but if you don't know what those do, the DSI means direct spark ignition. So what that really means is you don't need to come and open that cover up and light a pilot light with a matcher lighter. All you do is flip a switch inside. Super easy, safer than the old school style where you had to come out and light that. This is the main power connection right here. So this camper has 30 amp service. That'll run everything in here, the AC, the microwave, everything. One thing that people sometimes ask about is, will it charge my camper? And campers are kind of complicated if you're new to them. What happens when you're plugged in right there is that power is routed to your converter and from there to your batteries. So yeah, anytime you're plugged in right there, it's putting charge into your batteries as well as running everything in the camper. Back here on the back, you can see we've got a ladder. That roof is fully walkable up there. One of the cool features about Flagstaff, let's go back up here. And actually, I think on this model, I won't be able to show you. Most of the models, when you peek up here deep underneath the pass-through, you can see, yeah, I can't see right there because they've got cabinetry. But most of the time on these, and it's just kind of model specific, you can peek up under there and see a little bit of the frame structure. It's all welded aluminum, including the roof. That's pretty uncommon. Typically on a camper with fiberglass siding like this, we're typically aluminum structure underneath. But most people use a wooden truss in the roof, but not Flagstaff. It's a welded aluminum arched truss. Gives you lots of strength up there. The membrane up top is phenomenal for just its durability, its weather resistance. I don't even recall ever seeing people having an issue with these, you know, barring some kind of weird accident or something where a tree falls or something like that. Here's another common feature that you'll find on a lot of campers. That housing right there, it's pre-wired for a backup camera. So you can buy little kits. There's a couple different brands. That housing is made by Furion, and so they make a camera for that. But you can just, it's a matter of literally, I would say 30 to 45 seconds to install. You pull off the cap, connect the wire, and push the camera in. Super easy to install if that's something that you're interested in doing. Back here we find all of our water connections right here. So this one, it says city water connection. That's if you've got pressurized water like at your house or in an RV park. This one is a black tank flush. So when you dump your black tank, I kind of explain it to people that it's like putting your thumb on the garden hose. There's little spray nozzles in your black tank, and it just helps you clean it out a little bit better. And then this one is an inlet for antifreeze when it's time to winterize. Additionally, we've got cable and satellite connections right here. Again, if you're in a park or at your house where you've got cable or satellite, or maybe you've got a portable satellite with you, you can hook up right there and enjoy your TV inside. And then right here behind this, an outdoor shower, and that has both hot and cold water, not just cold. So if you get muddy, you don't necessarily have to suffer with the cold water when you spray off. Here's a cool feature. We've got an accessory hitch right here. So these are rated for 300 pounds. So probably not a good idea, or you shouldn't be towing another trailer off that hitch, but very perfect for a bike rack or just some kind of other rack to haul your gear and accessories. And then right here we've got a big full-size spare tire. We should get a Happy Camper cover on that. Let me point out too, all of these lights, every light you see on this, interior and exterior, are all LED. Super efficient, super bright, very nice. Okay, I'm gonna cut the video right here and climb up on the roof because there's a couple of cool things to show you up there. We'll see you in just a sec. All right, thanks for climbing with me up here on the roof of the MicroLite 21DS. Just a couple of cool things I want to point out to you. So we've got a big air conditioner right there, and then this big, I think it's 200, yeah, I had to remind myself, 200 watt solar panel. That's a nice upgrade. A few years ago it used to be 100 watts and they upgraded that, so that's cool. Right here, some people ask about this UFO they see up here. That is an antenna for local TV and radio. And then a couple cool things here too. So this 360, I can't remember what it's called, but this is a cap for this what this does is it draws air in whichever way the wind might be just even ambiently blowing, and it creates a suction effect. So what it basically does is help your camper, you know, if there's any foul smells, it kind of sucks those out. That's nice. And then this is a super cool thing right here, this max air vent cover. What this does, so the bathroom vent inside is right down in here, opens up this way. What this allows you to do, you can kind of peek in the backside there. That allows you to keep your vent open almost all the time. When you're driving down the road, when the wind's blowing, whatever, the vent can stay open. This protects the vent cover, but still allows air to flow and circulate through there. That's a super cool thing. These aren't very expensive. If you have a camper and you don't have one of these, I would highly recommend adding one of those to your camper. They're cool. Right over here, skylight in the bathroom. You can see the big awning right there. We'll talk more about that in a minute from the ground. And let me show you one more thing that sometimes people ask about. These little spouts right here. So you'll see that on all four corners. There's a little gutter along the side. And what it basically does is when you get rain up here, it just channels it away from the camper. So you don't end up over long term getting water stains from the water just continuously running in one spot. But you can see I'm up here walking around. This full thing is super sturdy. Although these roofs are built so well, there's not a whole lot of a reason to come up here other than just an occasional check to make sure everything looks good. All right, let's head back down and I'll show you some more. All right, let me show you just a few more things here on the outside, and then we'll step inside and check out the floor plan. We just saw the awning when we were up on the roof. One of the things that this Flagstaff brand is known for is full-length awnings. So it's different on every floor plan, but they always try to put the maximum length awning that they can on here. So it's cool. They're almost always longer than the awnings that you see on any other trailer that's comparable in size. Over here we've got, you see those two round things, those are outdoor speakers, so your stereo system inside will play on those speakers out here if you want to. You can play them just outside, just inside, or both. A lot of flexibility with that. It makes for a pretty cool camping experience when you're out here enjoying the weather. Just below that is a vent for your microwave, and then some more of those awesome frameless windows. I should explain too the way that these function. So they open this way. I don't know the angle, how far they open, but it's pretty generous. So those are, not only do they look really nice, they function very well. We've got the exhaust for our furnace right there. Here is another cable or satellite hookup. So maybe you're a tailgater, maybe you're just a regular camper, not a tailgater, but the big game is on. Maybe the big presidential debate, that's what we watched last night, and you want to watch it outside, you can set your TV up right here and connect to that. And then this bracket right here is actually set up where you can bring the TV outside and hook right up to that. And of course we've got power for that TV too, or anything else that you want. That's 110 power right there. So you need shore power to make that run, or a generator. Here's one more look at those wheels and tires. And you can see they've got a green cap on them. They're filled with nitrogen. That comes in really handy, especially this time of year in the summer when it's super hot. Maybe it's hot at home in the city and you're going somewhere up high in the mountains where the temperature is a lot different, and the nitrogen is going to give you a more consistent pressure and temperature in there. One other cool thing on the outside, this hole right here, probably won't be able to see it on camera, but that is access for a manual override for the slide. And although these slides are built super tough, I don't know if I even know of a situation where anyone's ever had a problem with a Flagstaff slide. If you ever did, they're one of the few campers that gives you a manual override, so a super cool feature right there. All right, I've actually got one or two more things before we go inside. Oh yeah, actually here's another one. So underneath the awning, LED light strip. It's kind of that light strip that you see underneath it. Full length right there. That puts off a ton of light. I like the LED lights under there so much better than the old style where there used to just be one single bulb right here, and you know, this spot on the ground right there you had a bright light but nowhere else. That just broadcasts the light so much better. And it's really cool if the weather's nice, it's not windy, and you put your awning out and turn that light on, it kind of reflects off of the underside of the awning. Gives you a real nice ambient light just in this whole area. So that is very cool. They give you a really nice grab bar right here that pivots in and out of the way. Makes it easier to get in and out, especially with these steps. So these are MicroLite step above steps, and they do a very good job on these. This is like the high-end step right here. Let me show you why. So I can imagine that one of these sets of steps probably weighs, I don't know, 60 pounds or something like that, maybe more. They're kind of heavy. I always picture lifting those up and then falling back down and somebody's going to the dentist. But not with these ones, because underneath right here, it's probably way too bright. I'll show you that from inside. But there's a little strut that lifts the weight of the stairs, and so you can literally with one finger lift them up. I've actually got to catch it because it holds its own weight and lifts it. Such a nice feature. So easy to operate. And then I'm going to show you one more cool thing on these. So you saw right there, I just pushed that button. Get to your campsite, you're setting up, plop those steps down, and you can see that it's just kind of floating there. If I was to step on that, it would flex and not be solid. And this is always this has never been a problem. They used to use a pin right here in this hole, and you'd adjust the length of your legs and get it nice and solid. But they've updated it now to this quick release system, so all you do, pull that down, come to the other side, pull it down. Might need to adjust fine-tuning one more time, and now my steps are solid. I actually think I probably need to adjust that one more time, but you get the point there. It's so easy. All right, should we finally go inside? It's been long enough. Let's check it out. MicroLite 21DS. Okay, we finally made it to the interior of the MicroLite 21DS. So here's what's so cool about this floor plan. This is only 22, what is it, 22.4, I believe. Let me verify that for you. Yeah, 22 feet 4 inches, 4,800 pounds dry weight. So keep that in mind, 22 feet long, and consider how big and spacious this camper is inside. That is what is really, that is one of the coolest things about this. And that is possible because up front we have a Murphy bed. We don't have a dedicated bedroom. When we're not sleeping, we can get that space back with the Murphy bed. And now we've got a whole bunch of really cool living space. And we'll dive in and I'll show you everything about it. Let's start right up front. Let me open these cabinets first and then we'll show you how the Murphy bed works. But check out how much storage you have here. Common concern that people have is it would be weird if you found a camper that didn't have this side storage space. But typically they're so shallow that it's not even actually practical to use for anything. These ones, you've actually got a ton of space there. Hangers would actually work in there, and that's not the case with very many campers. So they've done a great job on this design. Nice drawers underneath that. All right, let's look at the Murphy bed. So I tell people it's so easy. This couch is the hardest part about it, and it's not hard. All we do, grab this strap, lay it down flat. Somebody could probably even sleep there if they just wanted a quick nap, and maybe a little one. Although I don't know why you'd do that because the Murphy bed is so easy to operate. There's little assist struts, kind of like the steps. And so it is not hard at all. I just did that one-handed. Very easy. These are the assists right there, you can kind of see. And then while I'm thinking about it, let me show you, now that I've got better light, this one that we were looking at on the step. You can kind of lift the cover and see it under there. So that's what makes the step work so well. But back to the bed here. So another cool thing that is often a concern people have with a Murphy bed is, I'm going to have to make the bed every day. You really don't have to with this. They give you these cool straps. You don't even need to make the bed, just cinch it down. This also has plenty of room if you want to put a topper on there or change the mattress, or you've just got a whole bunch of bedding. Not a problem at all. And then your big window here that we talked about before. It's got a shade for you. And, oh, I didn't get it right, but it's got magnets right there. I just can't get that right one-handed, but you get that at the right height and it just clips onto these little magnets and just stays in place for when it's time to go to bed. If that light keeps you up or something, you just want the shade. Or maybe you love that view out the window. I can just imagine finding a cool camping spot where you've got a great view right there. That would be so cool waking up to. Okay, now let me show you how easy this is to put up. So it locks in the down position. You just pull this thing out. I'm going to switch hands here. Pull this out. And again, I'm doing this one-handed. So see how easy it is. And then you just lay this back, or fold it back up. Get it most of the way up, and then you kind of give it a nudge, and it's kind of a cam action there. So this little couch love seat is also really cool. It doesn't recline because of the nature of being a jackknife, but it's got footrests here. And most people, when they sit in it, the couch is at just the perfect angle behind you. It really does feel like you're reclining there. So that's very cool. They did a good job on that, designing this right. Also got a nice armrest right here with some cup holders. You can sit right here. That TV up there is on a swivel. Pull it out, kick back and relax. Or pull it out and watch it in bed. Sounds good too. Over here on the other side as we come in the entrance, some controls over there, some drawers. Down there in that box, that's your fuse box, and it's got 12 volt fuses and 110 breakers in there. Some nice storage space right here. Your main control panel. The cool thing about this one, they upgraded this in the last couple of years. You can connect to this with an app on your phone or tablet. You can control the lights, the slide, the awning. Very cool. You can monitor your tank levels, all of that stuff. And then this right here, this is the solar charge controller. Excuse me. You can see since I hooked up my battery pack on this, it doesn't really do anything when there's not a battery on. But I've got my battery pack on the front. It's a bright sunny day out there, but even if it was overcast, we'd be seeing the display right here, putting some charge into that battery. Of course, a 110 outlet right there. And then this box right here, it's just opened up, or I mean, it's not opened up. We're keeping it fresh for whoever buys this one, but you can kind of see the picture on the side there. That's the griddle that comes with this that clips out, if you remember that table outside. People love that thing. It is super cool, very high quality. Most people confuse it with those Blackstones. It's at least as good a quality as those. So everybody loves those, absolutely. Just a couple more things up front. So right here on this side, we've got 110 power. This USB right here, that is 12 volt. And then this is a toggle switch for just these lights in the bedroom area. Let me flip that again and show you. All of these lights also have a push button. So if you want to kind of individually control them and customize your lighting in here. Pretty easy to do. Over on this side, we haven't really mentioned it yet, but not only does it have a solar panel on top, it's also got an inverter installed already. That switch right there is the on-off switch for it. And you need that because you can't use inverted power off of a battery indefinitely. If you left that on all the time, you could find yourself in a situation where you depleted your battery. So they give you a master on-off switch for that. Now this one is optioned with the hide-a-bed right here, which is kind of an uncommon option, but some people like it. Typically in this we see the U-shaped dinette that would also make down into a bed. And so because it has the hide-a-bed option, you remember earlier we saw that folding freestanding table in the outdoor storage space. That's what they give you for a dining table here. And then maybe you remember outside we had that big tall storage compartment. This is the other side of that. So you've got quite a bit of storage space right there. Those shelves are removable if you want really tall storage space. And it's got a hanger in there if you want to use it for a wardrobe. Can't focus on it though. There we go. When I look at this, knowing how big that compartment is on the outside, it always shocks me when I open that up how big it is here on the inside as well. So that's pretty impressive. Nice storage up here above the couch. These really high grade hidden hinges that they use they're very nice. They look nice being hidden. But the other big benefit to these is if your cabinetry shifts or you have some problem, you can adjust those. Let's check out the kitchen area a little bit here. Here's another one of those simple features. It's not a big deal, at least as far as how complicated it is. It's just a fold-out table. But it's one of those things that could really make it a lot nicer having. So I like to see that. Got a big giant divided sink right here. And that is metal. Very nice metal faucet here. And on this side, you can see it's got the slats cut out of it. You could use that as a dish drying tray. Back here is something people ask about sometimes. So a lot of times you'd have that down like that. It kind of looks like a wireless charging thing. And it's kind of related to that. We got power in there, but it's just a nice way to hide your outlet. So if you want the counter space that's more important than the power, you can get that out of the way. And that's got 110 and 12 volt in it. Up above that, smart TV. You can connect with apps on that. YouTube, Netflix, Prime, all your favorites. Magic Chef microwave above. Really nice 3-burner here on the top. This is cast iron. Doesn't warp as it heats and cools. And then one of my favorite features. So this oven itself, not terribly unique to the MicroLites. You can see this space right here. That's the actual size of the oven and range top. In the MicroLites, all the Flagstaffs, they give you this cool knife block behind it. Everyone else, it's maybe just finished countertop like all the rest of the countertop. And that's not bad, I guess, but it's not really practical space to be putting your pots and pans. But I think the knife block is a lot more practical. I hear from a lot of people that they really like that. Big oven on this one. Oops. More storage space over here. This one you could put your sponges and scrubbers in. Utensils in there. And whatever you want in the rest of these. But there's a lot of space there. You might be saying, that's not a lot of space. Remember, again, this is only a 22-foot long trailer. This is actually an incredible amount of space. We've got a lot of other campers on here that are the same length, almost exactly the same length, and they feel like they're half the size. Okay, let's check out this cool fridge. So these are the new ones, all 12 volt. These are running off my little dinky battery pack that we use to turn the lights on. It's running this fridge. It's about 83 degrees outside right now. Starting to get warm. I can feel it's already cool in here in just the 10 minutes I've had this plugged in. These are cool because it's the same outside dimensions as the older style fridges, but the inside is so much bigger. They've improved them a lot. They're a lot more efficient. Cool down quicker and colder. Those are all wins. And then we've got some great pantry space next to it. And again, those shelves could be removed if you wanted to use that for to hang clothing or just whatever you wanted to put in there. Let's check out the bathroom. Check out that big fan in the vent. So you can remember this is that Max Air vent cover that we saw. This is the bottom side of that. We could have that open right now and not worry about rain or wind. Let's peek inside the shower, see if I can do this one-handed. I might be the very first person opening this. The seal is tight. I'm going to set the camera down. Bear with me. Okay, sorry about that. And I actually pulled the seal off one side, but I wanted to show you this. So nice big corner shower here. And then this is something really cool. So this device right here is called a shower miser. You can see this is kind of a blue color. What this does is it recirculates the hot water when you turn your water heater on. And that blue color turns more of kind of a translucent, opaque color. And that lets you know that you've got hot water here without having to run it out the head. And it ends up saving you water. Small little design, small little thing that makes a difference in your life. To me, that's one of the hallmarks of Flagstaff. A lot of small things really add up. Nice closet right here, maybe for your linens and towels. Nice porcelain toilet. Got some antifreeze in there. Medicine cabinet right here. Got 110 power available. And a little bit of storage space under here in front of the plumbing. Can even have those lights on. All right. Well, one other thing I didn't show you, the thermostat right there that controls the AC and the furnace. Should we take one more look outside before I say goodbye? Thank you so much for joining me on this little tour of the MicroLite 21DS. This is one of my favorite campers. It's so practical because of its size, but they've done such a good job with the size. It feels a lot bigger than it actually is, but it's super easy to tow and park and store. It's pretty cool. You need to see one of these for yourself. If you have any questions, you like what you've seen, please let me know in the comments. or give me a call. Our phone number is 208-466-6250. My name is Craig Howard, and this has been a MicroLite 21DS. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.